Really? Oh my God! What? What? Damn!
More shocking than the EKG. Young Kilo G. Yeah, you know me. Be Thor with the magic
Yes!
key.
Oh!
Stay on the
Oh
floor,
my
'cause I've
goodness!
been
Somebody
low-key.
clip that, please. Okay, says they were live. Okay, showing up here. Wow. That is what the screen looks like. Now, is that not wild? I guess I'm gonna have to do display capture and say flip it. Okay. Well, screw it. We'll keep it old school. We'll keep it old school. Okay, cool. Sounds good, yo. Sounds good. We'll put this thing up here. Take the mug off vibrate. All right. All right. So we should all be good. We should all be good. So where is it? It's right here. So something like over here. Okay. Yeah. I see where it's at. Cool, cool, cool. So we're just waiting on Terry. I sent him the invite. Maybe I need to resend it. But you were saying just a second ago, you read about him, and you
Yeah. Sorry, what was your question?
I was just asking you what you were saying about him before.
Right. Yeah, so I was reading up a little bit about this guy, and it seems like he does a lot of work in the community
Mm-hmm.
to help Black entrepreneurs,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
to help pool resources and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's big for me, man. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Uh, as you know, if there's one thing I would love to see in my generation is unity, amongst our people and
Man.
economic growth, economic unity. You know, that's something that we as a people we need to start looking into, man. And it looks like this gentleman here is on the right path. So I get that. I'm with that.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. And that's why I chose him. And so it's kind of cool that we get to talk about it a little bit before he gets here, because I get to tell the people like how I met him. And before we, even get into that, I think we should go ahead and introduce ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You already know who it is. It's your man, SumOfman, like the grand total. Not that I think that I am. And we are here with... Oh,
Your
let's
boy, the Noir King. Once again,
Exactly, exactly. And I want to let y'all know before we get into the meat and potatoes of this beautiful meeting and beautiful day that tomorrow, NoirKingr6 and I are going to be on his stream. So go ahead and hit that up. Go ahead and follow that. You feel me? And we're going to be playing some Monster Hunter. It's going to be my first time ever playing Monster Hunter. And that's going to be 2 to 4. I've never played Monster Hunter in my life, bro. Never. Not once.
What?
Okay?
What?
Never.
Okay.
And look, I downloaded Anthem too. Anthem too. But look, let's
Whoa.
let's back to the focus of the conversation. You feel me? Terry Griffin, right? I met Terry Griffin working with Black Joy Parade. He works with Black Joy Parade as well, right? And that's the first time I met him. We've been to a bunch of meetings together. We worked on different projects together. And one of the things that I learned about him early on is that he had this business, Better Black, and that was like my introduction to like who he was as a person, right? And we're working together. He tells me about Better Black, and I'm like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea. And I think that is really needed in our community, like those kind of things, as you were saying earlier. And so, um, he he does that, right, and he's been doing that for a long time. Here he comes right here, and I'll let the man introduce himself. Shout out to the living legend out in this mug, Mr. Terry Griffin, name rumbling in these streets.
Hello with you, sir.
I'm chilling, my man. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing awesome.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Oh look, I'm glad to hear that, bro. I'm glad to hear that. So we already introduced ourselves, and we I was talking about how I met you. You know what I'm saying? This my man NoirKingr over here. And I was talking about how I met you, and I was talking about some of the things that we've done together. But you can go ahead and introduce yourself, and I'll finish the story afterwards.
Well, what's up? So, are we live? Are we like Facebook, or just us three? What is
So
that?
we're live right now on Twitch.
Oh, okay. We're live on Twitch. Okay. You know, I'm a gamer, so I have a Twitch account.
Okay.
And some people don't know about me. But what's up? I am Terry Griffin. I'm the founder of Better Black, which is an organization that helps bridge the gap between Black-owned businesses and consumers. My thing is, I believe that I can help make a change in our, in our neighborhoods with our economical growth, and so I just want to help, Black business be recognized.
Yeah.
And so that's me in the nutshell of Better Black. But then me personally, I do, I help people with brand marketing and content creation.
Okay. That's what's up. That to me that's real needed in our community for real. I need that myself. Okay. But that's what's up, man. And I want to really I want to get into that. Thank you for introducing yourself. And I mean, though all of those things that you do, that's a big part of my motivation for bringing you on today. And a part of the story that I was getting to is the fact that you created a group, and I really think that you created multiple groups of business owners who can support each other, right? And I'm in one of those groups. You also have a Facebook group, right? But you have groups outside of Facebook as well, like on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And to me, what's really important is the seeds of the work. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to highlight brothers like yourself whose seeds are growing and showing flowers. You know? And I want to be able to give brothers like yourself the proverbial flowers while we here and while we doing this work.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I really do. I mean, I have my Facebook group, which is just us, where we can all actually just be a collective and be able to talk, bounce ideas off each other, ask for help when needed, give advice and things like that. Because like they say, if you want to go far, you go together, right?
That's right.
So my thing is, it's enough food for us all to eat. We don't have to starve each other. And so because of that, I just want to make sure that if I have a question and I ask it, somebody in this group can answer it for me, and that just makes my path to success just that much easier.
That's powerful.
And so I want it to be, so I want us, and if we all work together, because let's say you read a book or you have life experience and you know something, and now I've never experienced that, so I don't know that, right? And so let's say I'm like, dang, how do I do ABC? I'm at a roadblock and I don't know how to do ABC. So if I can go to this Facebook group like, hey, it's about 200 people here. I'm at this roadblock. I really don't know how to do ABC. Can somebody help me? And find people be like, I've been there. This is how you do it. And now you start a group conversation. Now it's a conversation. And everybody helping you, and you like, my problem is solved in a day or two because I was able to reach out and get help from like-minded individuals who's already experienced that, already been there.
There you go.
Yeah, that's needed. That's needed. And that to me is like a really powerful way to utilize a Facebook group.
Right. Right. And so it's that, and then we have the Instagram groups and things like that, where just to connect entrepreneurs to where we can see what we're posting, we can like it, we can comment, and we can help each other grow, right? Because the Instagram algorithm goes off like the first 30 minutes to an hour. And if
Mm-hmm.
you get the most likes and comments and stuff on your post, the algorithm, it says to the algorithm, like, hey, this is a good post. Let me push it out to more people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
so, with us being in that group on Instagram, it's like we're just helping each other grow to the point to where we don't even need to be in that group or have that group anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because we've helped each other grow so much. So it's kind of like the training wheels, um, in starting your business on social media, to where you don't even need those training wheels anymore, and you just off by yourself.
That's what's up.
There you
That's
go.
what's up.
Hmm.
That's powerful right there. And yeah, that's a great idea, and it's really good execution on your part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's something that impresses me is your ability to execute over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like you and I, we haven't spent a lot of time outside of kind of working environments, but I have seen the things that you've done. You've reached out. You know what I'm saying, on different occasions for different projects, and to me that's meaningful. You know what I'm saying, because I feel like the work really happens on the ground. It happens with the people. A
Right.
part of it is gonna happen like out there in the open, in the media, and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of the work, and to me, a lot of the most important work, really happens on the ground in person to person connections, and it's powerful, and it's a lot of meaning behind you taking time out of your day to reach out to not only myself but other business owners to help us to build our businesses up. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
it's inspirational. It's really what it is. Hey, Noir, what's good with you? What's good with you, my man? It's inspirational
I
to me as a business owner.
I definitely believe in building relationships. Um, Money is good, right? We work.
Yeah.
Money is good. Money is a tool for us. That's funny. We were just having a conversation. Money is a tool to help us provide freedom,
Mm-hmm.
right? To help us be able to do the things that we want. But there's things that money can't buy, and there's doors that money can't open that relationships can. And so I just believe that in building those relationships, and helping people connect, that, let's say, okay, so let's say this: you on Twitch, you have an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's say I'm coming to Twitch, and I'm new. As I'm coming to Twitch, I can try to build an audience, and I can pay and maybe get fake followers or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not really helping me grow my Twitch account. But
Exactly.
because you already have a Twitch account and we have a relationship, I can be like, hey, Najee, like, I'm going to start streaming. Can you go live and then raid my Twitch and let your followers follow me, and
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm doing, and if they like it, they'll continue to follow. And you say, yeah, man, I can help you, and you just provided me with growing or helping me become an affiliate on Twitch because
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to it, but you already got an audience, and that helped me because we built a relationship together, and that's something money can't buy.
That's true. That's extremely
Facts.
true, man. And speaking of relationships, shout out to my man NoirKingr6 who's one of my like just most dope followers. Like he's always here. You know what I'm saying? He competes in the tournaments, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting because I was just talking about that last week with our last guest, Kumi, who has the brand I Love Being Black. Um,
Yeah, that's my guy.
yo, and that's Andre's cousin. That's NoirKing's cousin. Okay, it's
Oh
Okay.
crazy.
yeah.
Crazy. Like Kumi is nice, bro. Kumi is nice.
Yeah.
Um, but what I was saying is that people talk about links in the chain, right? And the thing
Hmm.
is, we are the links. But how strong these links are, it depends on how much we, like you and I, as individuals, build with each other. You know what I'm saying? The more that we exchange between each other, ideas, thoughts, you know what I'm saying, time, the stronger our links become, right? And the stronger our chain becomes overall. And that's how you tend to it. That's like watering your flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like these
Right.
these
Right.
relationships, they take time and they take effort. They take conscious thought. You know, and again, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So, speaking of being impressed, I want to ask you, what was your original motivation when you first started this brand, this business, and this whole ideology?
So I been working in the school district for 10 years,
Wow.
over 10 years, as a teacher, as a coach, after school coordinator. And so as I'm there and I'm helping kids, and I just felt this. I can sit with a kid all day and help them. But once they go home and go back into that bad atmosphere that they're in, everything that I just taught them go away, and I got to start all over again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so that becomes draining, right? That
Mm-hmm.
becomes draining. And so my thing was like, if I really want to make a change in my community, I need to make a change in the economics of my community. I need to make sure more money is inputted into my community so that can make a change. Because of these kids, the only time they eat will be at school.
Mm.
They go home, they don't have nothing to eat. You know, they actually wearing their PE clothes as their school clothes because they don't have clothes. And so it's just stuff like that that I'm noticing, that I'm seeing. And it's just like, okay, I'm here and I am helping these kids making a change in their life, but what can I do outside of this? And
Mm.
so that made me come up with Better Black, and like, let me help all of these black owned businesses thrive. Because now, if I can, let's say you have a black owned business, right? And it's just you yourself. But now let's say that your business thrives and now you need to hire 3, 4 employees.
Mm-hmm.
Who you gonna hire? More likely you're gonna hire someone that looks like you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're hiring someone that looks like you, now you're creating jobs for our community. And
Mm-hmm.
now, since you're creating jobs for our community, now these kids and these people are now having more money because now they're having jobs that's provided, that they're having to bring more income to their household. And so that was my thought process. Like, let me help change the money flow. Because as study shows, the dollar circulates 6 hours in our community. So, all right. So, how are we gonna change this $6? I mean, 6 hours to 8. How are we gonna
Mm-hmm.
change this 8 hours to 10? All right.
Yep.
Now, how are we gonna change that at least to 24 hours? And we got to take those small steps to make that change. And so that was why I came up with Better Black, because I'm like, I have to make a change with the money circulation in our community.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
agree with
that's
that.
nice. That's nice. Hey, real quick, I actually have a question that you kind of lightweight answered there uh, with that. But I was wondering, man, when starting out Better Black, do you feel like you faced more opposition, or what side did you feel like you faced the most opposition? Do you feel as though uh, businesses were unwilling to come together? Were they skeptical? Or was it the opposite, where other consumers unwilling to work with you because you were bringing black businesses together?
Man, it was both. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you the obstacle I had when I first started Better Black. So I thought I came up with a great ass idea. I've never heard of a black business directory. So when I came up with that, I thought, I'm like, man, I came up, I've got something great. I'm smart. I got something tight. And then I started Googling it, and then I seen it was something. I was like, oh shit, it's already something that's existed. I never even heard of. I'm like, I guess my
Wow.
idea, I mean, it's still a great idea, but it's like, it's not as exclusive as I thought it was. And so what I did was I reached out to those people, right? And it's like, listen, I don't want to recreate the wheel. I see that you have something going on that I want to be a part of. And I'm like, how can I help you? How can I be a part of this? How can we work together? And I
Mm-hmm.
got, you're my competition. Why would I partner with you? Like, why would we work together? Like, I was
Damn.
getting turned down, and I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. Right. And I'm just like, it's because it's not a competition on on making a change in our community is not a competition.
No,
Whether
definitely not.
you make a change or whether I make a change, it's not a competition. It's all about making the change. I just want to see the change made. I don't care who do it.
Agreed.
Mm,
Agreed,
agreed.
100%.
And so
100.
once I got that, I was just like, damn. I'm like, I gotta just recreate the wheel. I just got to do it over. I just got to do it myself because people was turning me down that was already doing it. Now
Mm.
that was the obstacle I had. The obstacle I had already. And then the other problem that I had was once I started it, black businesses didn't want to sign up. It was
I feel you.
I
Yeah.
felt I was pulling teeth to get people to sign up. I'm like, this is going to take 2 minutes of your time to sign up. Like you sign up on Yelp, you sign up on this, you sign up on that, but now when it's something that's specifically for you, you don't want to do it. And that,
Mm-hmm.
and that comes from a lot of trauma that we just have with ourselves that we don't see ourselves as valuable. So once we
Mm-hmm.
don't see ourselves as
See?
valuable,
See?
when it comes to the point of being part of something that's for us, it's not as valuable. So Better Black is not as valuable as Yelp in some people's eyes because
Mm-hmm.
Yelp is not made by a black person and it's not just for
Yep.
black people. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a whole
Man,
different discussion. But
that
Mm-hmm.
but
so real.
you know, it was just really like that. But then once I start creating some traction, I start doing events. I start, my following and stuff start building up. Then people start being like, okay, well, let me sign up. Maybe this is something good. I start getting testimonials of people like, man, I signed up on this directory. I got like 5 new customers. Like, I appreciate you. This. Now people like, all right, man, when I hop on this train, this. And so I don't knock people for not, messing with me or not being a part of it when I started. I just, like I said, I just want to see a change. So no matter when you decide that you want to be a part of that change, I'm going to welcome you because I know that everybody needs to be a part of
And that's facts. And
Powerful.
look, I'll tell you from firsthand experience, my man goes hard with it. Look, I get notifications from him all the time about just different things, different questions he's asking in business groups, or different things he's starting or doing or moving, posts he's made. And I'm just like, bruh, it's like, to me, if in real life, if you watch what this man does and you follow his ideas, you will succeed, hands down. Okay, like, not only are you thorough with your education on the subject of business and how to promote it and the things that you talk about, but you follow your own advice. You do what you tell people to do, and it's easy for anybody with eyes or ears to see that it's working. You know what I'm saying?
RNS.
it.
RNS. For real.
I have I work with I have a podcast I just started like 3 weeks ago, right? And my partner is a life coach, and
Mm,
one of the things that we talk about is investing in ourselves
mm,
Yeah.
because once and that's what I think a lot of people don't realize. But once you invest in yourself and you grow, everything
mm.
else is just gonna come with it,
That's true.
right? And so
So true.
I have become more of a person who invests in myself. Like
Mm,
I just finished reading one of my books last night, right? What book am I reading? It's called Influencer by Brittany Hennessy, and she talks about being like a social media influencer and stuff like that. So when I finished reading that book, I was sitting there like, damn, what book am I gonna read next? Never in my life have I thought like that
wow.
until
Wow.
recently, until I started being around him and stuff more. And I was just like, never in my life have I thought about like, shit, I need to buy like 2 more books so I can read. I need to up my education. I need to become a mastermind at what I'm trying to teach people. And so
Mm,
I know that if I just continue these books, buy these online courses, and continue my knowledge, then the stuff that I say, it just comes second nature because I know it. And then once it becomes second nature and people realize like what I'm saying is true and that I actually know what I'm talking about, everything else is just gonna follow.
mm.
Oh yeah.
That's true. That's true. And we,
Oh
we,
yeah.
we do
Well,
have a
you
question in the
definitely
chat.
gotta. Oh yeah.
No, you go ahead, then I ask the question.
I was just gonna tell my brother, man, you definitely got a follower out of me, man. Like, I'm gonna hit you up on Facebook after we get done with this one.
It's good. It's
Man.
good, man. I'm here for it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here for it too, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, you inspire me to to do better with my business. All right.
And you know, it comes to where we can we can be our own worst enemy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because that we can just slack off on ourselves, or we cannot be truthful with ourselves. And I
Mm-hmm.
know one thing about me is I can be a procrastinator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I know that I need help, or I need an accountability partner to make sure that I'm staying on track.
I feel you. I feel
And
you.
so, and because I know that's what I need, I try to be that accountability partner for everybody that's in the group. That's why I'm like, okay, it's Sunday. What are your goals for this week? But not
Mm-hmm.
only what are your goals, how are you going to achieve those goals? All right,
Exactly.
it's Monday morning. How we going? What we manifesting today?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure. Okay, and then when Friday, Saturday come, hey Najee, on Sunday you said you was trying to do this. This was your goal for the week. Did you accomplish that goal? Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't you? Where did you slack at?
Mm.
You know, and so I just want to make sure that as we in that group together and as that group build, we can all be each other's accountability partners because we need that in life. We
That's
need
true.
somebody that's looking out for us. We need somebody that's checking in on us. We that stuff, and just not just in life, but just as men, period.
I
As
agree.
black men, we need to be able to be vocal and ask for help without us feeling scared, or without
Mm-hmm.
us being, or without it being frowned upon. Right? Oh, you're a man and you ask for help. Yes, I'm a man and I need
It
help.
happens.
You know,
True,
so it's
true.
like it's just normalizing it. Like it's okay to ask for help. It's normal. We all
Yeah.
need help. It's normal, and so just normalizing ask for help, normalizing, you know, being a friend, normalizing being an accountability partner, like that stuff is just it just needs to come normal and natural, and that's just how we have to be.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
That's what's up.
All right.
And
So you said we had a question.
yes, what is the name of your podcast?
So the name of my podcast is From the Street to the Office.
Ooh.
That is
Ooh.
that handle is on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's on um, iTunes, Spotify. From the streets to the office, and we come up with that name because we want to be able to connect with everybody, right? And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us, especially as black men, a lot of us come from the street, right?
Yep.
We born in Oakland or
Mm-hmm.
wherever we are, Frisco or wherever it is, whether you here in California or you in Atlanta or wherever, Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
Buckhead, all that stuff,
Man.
right? And so it's just like we born in the streets, but a lot of us now want to make it out and we want to get to the office. So we want to be able to relate to everybody.
Mm. Mm.
We want to be able to talk about, we want to be able to talk about current events. We want to talk about what's happening now. But then we also want to talk about, okay, how can you build a relationship? All right, how can you do this in business? You know, we want to be able to talk about everything. So with that name, that leaves it open for us to be able to discuss whatever.
Hmm.
There you
That's
go.
what's up. That's what's up. If
Yeah.
if you don't mind me asking, what are some of the topics that y'all talked about so far?
Um, let's see. We've talked about cheating.
Oh wow.
We've talked about cheating and why people cheat. We've talked about last week. Our episode was given from our overflow. So we talked
Mm.
about
Mm.
self development and pouring into yourself to be able to give to others. Don't give from, like, what a lot of people do is give from their bucket, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times they give from their bucket and then they're just going to empty themselves until they have nothing else to give. And what
Mm-hmm.
people have to realize is that when you do that, you're no good to yourself or the people that you're helping.
Mm-hmm.
So you only give, pour into yourself and give from your overflow.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
so that is something that we talked about. And then just like self-care, like one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that we came up and we was talking about is saying no is self-care.
It is.
Saying no, it is okay to tell people no.
It
It is
is.
okay,
It's healthy
and
for you.
that yeah, and that's something that I
It
had a
is.
problem with before. It's just like people ask me something, I just felt like I always had to say yes. I always have
Mm-hmm.
to help people, and they become draining. And I just had to realize,
Mm-hmm.
like, no, I can't do it.
Exactly.
Can't do it. Not today. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't have the time, or I don't have the energy. It's okay to say no to people, and we have
Exactly.
to also normalize that too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Yep.
that's communication. That's being real. And it's okay to reschedule something if you need to reschedule, or
Yep.
Exactly.
ask for help. Say like
Yeah.
whatever it is. And it's important to communicate, and that's something I'm learning myself. And that's why I think it's important for us to have this space together as men, on and on so many different levels. Right? We're
Yep.
we are black men. We are in community together. We're in this space where we're talking about gaming, entertainment. We're also in a space of talking about business. We're also in a space of talking about the social setting. You know what I'm saying, that we're in this time period. And I think this specific series is really about all of those things, and about how those
Right.
things tie in together, right? And how those things
Yep.
influence each other, you know. And these kind of conversations I think need to be had. And it's like one of the biggest things for me personally, as a man, as a black man here in America, has been being able to express my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Being able to express when I need something to somebody else. I might think about it. I might be like, I feel like I need, but sometimes I'm like, I'm not even gonna ask. You know what I'm saying? And it's conditioning. And I've done a lot of work recently to really work on that conditioning, and it's, to me, it's opened up the pathway just for so much growth and communication. I can think about things in ways I never even thought about them before. You know what I'm saying? I never thought about taking a break. Like they offered at my job, like a personal health day, and I didn't even think about taking a personal health day. They pay me for it once a month.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. I was like, I'm just gonna work. But then I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what, bro?
man.
Just work, get it done.
I'm just waiting to get it
Mm-hmm.
done. But I'm taking that personal update every month. Y'all pay me for it. I'm taking at least one.
Hell yeah.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yes.
Hey man.
Yes. Have to. What? If you don't
Hey,
take that time,
they just gonna take it from you.
Exactly. They ain't rolling
But
over.
they still not. Hey, but you know what though, Najee, to speak on that, man, that's so real. Like I was listening to this life coach, and he was talking about how like we look at the rope that is our life, right? And we like try and section it out. And I feel like right now, as just for me personally, I'm in that section where I'm just trying to work to stay alive. You know, like that's
Mm-hmm.
weird. It's crazy, like to see that manifest itself like that. You know, like we get born and we grow up, and now we like working to die. Like that's crazy. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should be doing more. You know, like I want to do more.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
and,
Exactly.
and and that goes into upping our knowledge because it's more to life than just working 40 hours a week. Like working 40 hours a week, trying to schedule a vacation, trying to
Mm-hmm.
ask for time off and all of that kind of stuff. That's not living. And I'm not knocking nobody for doing that, but once we up our knowledge and get into the money game, like
Mm-hmm.
everybody, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. And I don't knock people for not trying to do, not want to be an entrepreneur because the shit is hard work. But also, if everybody was an entrepreneur, nobody would have nobody to work for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
True.
there's other ways to get in the money game without being an entrepreneur. You got to start putting yourself on stocks. You got
Yep.
to start putting yourself in real estate. You just start once you start upping that knowledge on just simple stuff like that. Even though it's a form of entrepreneurship, but it's like okay, let me find out how to sell these products on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like I ain't doing nothing but, or let me get a website and just drop shit to where I just only thing I do is have a website and somebody just buying something. but they buying from, I'm the middleman basically. They buying from me, but when they buy from me, it go to this person send it to them. There's just so many ways for us to just make money out there that even if we do our 9 to 5, we are now we are creating more of a tool for us to be able to do more things. So now it's easier for us to go on vacation. It's easier for us to do a weekend trip. It's easier for us to buy this or buy that and provide for our family and stuff like that. So just learning that money game is what's really important that needs to be taught, like credit, right? That's such a big thing now. I didn't know shit about credit until really a couple years ago. Me and my wife bought our house a year and a half ago. Before that, I ain't never worked on my credit until we was just like really was just like, I've hold financial literacy events and networking events and all that stuff. Still never really tripped off credit. And then until I really was just like sit down with somebody and learned it, it was just like, oh shit, I need to make sure my credit right. I want to buy a house instead of paying rent. Oh, I can buy a house and I can take money out from my house to use to invest in something else. Like once I start learning this money game, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, but shit, I can pay for my mortgage through my business and it's a tax write off. It's just like when you start learning stuff like that, it's just like, damn, that's how these motherfuckers been getting up for all these years.
Exactly.
Like what? Yeah, so you just
Hey,
start learning that kind of stuff, man. It's the sky's the limit.
Hey, the
yeah.
sky is the limit.
Hey man, to speak on that though, like one of the things that me and my coworkers we've been talking about a lot is stocks. Like man, and they've been getting me into it because I don't know nothing about it. And that I'm just gonna say it, man. Like that comes from a fear of it. Like we as black men and women, we fear stocks. Like don't nobody want to do that.
Yeah.
That seems so hard. Like why? That's free money, man, and it's yours. It's ours. Like it's right there. It all it takes. Like you don't have to make big investments. Like you don't have to go for blue chips right off. You can buy pink slips and make a lot of money. What was it? It's like $100 on most apps to get into the stock game. Did you know that? Like $100 out of your paycheck to get into stocks, and you could double, triple that in weeks, months.
It's it's so many apps, Robinhood, shoot, even Cash App. You can buy stocks right from Cash App. And it's just stuff like that just really what it is that we are afraid. We don't know it, so we are afraid of it, and we look at it as that we're going to lose our money because
Yeah.
we don't know it. And I'm not going to lie,
Yeah.
like even for me, like I'm in a paid Facebook group that teaches you about stock. Um, but is this even for me as I'm learning? It's just like so much, and it's
Yeah.
scary because all I see is numbers. I just see hella numbers and
Yeah.
charts. I see numbers and charts, and I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Oh
It's like I
no!
don't know what none of this is. It's scary, right? It's scary because
Right.
it's like I'm lost. And then it's like, oh, you can buy this, but get it as an option, or get it as a long term, or get it as this, or get it as that. And it's just like, what are you talking about? I'm lost. But I'm just like, but once you just really, I am a firm believer in the University of YouTube.
Yes.
Straight
Once
up,
you
man.
just
Yes.
watch
Straight up,
some
man.
videos, I'm telling you, YouTube, you will learn more from YouTube than any college. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
I
If
promise
you
you
want to
that.
learn
Facts.
something, YouTube has the answer. I am a graduate of the University of YouTube. Matter of fact, I need to make a shirt. I need my cap and gown.
Hey,
I
do
need
that,
my
bro.
cap
Do
and
it.
gown.
Look, I cop it.
I need my cap and gown from YouTube. But for real, it's just you can learn so much from there, right? And it's just stocks is scary, but just with anything, it's just about doing it. You just got to do it. You just educate yourself a little bit and just do it. We'll spend $100 quick on anything.
Yep.
It's spend whether I'm hanging out with friends and buy the alcohol, or if you hang out with friends and you smoke, or you just eating fast food, or just anything. $100 can go quick on anything.
Quick.
that same $100 you can just put in the stock market, and you never know what can happen. You
Yep.
know,
Exactly.
and so and it just once you just start putting in little pieces, you and just start educating yourself, you never know what can happen from it.
That's true.
That is so
That's
true.
true.
And you know what though? One thing about that education, man, I know I talk a lot about it, but my brother here is right. YouTube is a great source of free education. Okay. Now you can't get no degrees off YouTube, but boy, you can show, get you some knowledge, which is so important for us as especially for young black men and women. I know a lot of people spend a lot of time using YouTube for recreation, and that's cool, but use it for some knowledge sometimes. You
Yeah.
know, look up some history.
For
Take some
real.
time. Like it's there and it's free.
It is. And look, you use it while it's free because we don't even know where it's gonna be in the future.
For real.
Okay.
For real.
So like they told me get it while the getting is good.
Get it while
Okay.
the
Hey,
getting is good. Heck yes, yes.
hey, yeah, because when Disney buys Google and they take over YouTube, it's gonna be paid, and we all gonna be messed up.
For real. I'm like, and I ain't trying to be called SOL. But speaking of getting in the good, another question I want to ask you is what are three pieces of you could say like tangible advice that you would have for business owners who or people who want to become entrepreneurs?
um, consistency.
Okay, consistency.
Consistency is number one. I would say because we a lot of people tend to give up quick when they don't see progress in
Mm,
like a month. Oh, I've been doing this a month and I ain't did and ain't nothing came from it. I'm quit.
mm-hmm.
Be consistent, and no matter what it is that you do, be consistent and stick with it because you never know when that time is going to come. Example I got from that is I like Eric Thomas is a motivational speaker that I listen to. I like him. He got popular off one of his speeches. He was like that speech was 3 years old.
Wow.
He said that was 3 years old that finally went viral, and because that went viral, people start hitting him up and asking him to speak, and that how he blew up. Off
Wow.
something he made 3 years ago, but he stayed consistent with it.
Hmm.
So consistency is key. Um, what's something else? Something else that I think people lack and need to is learning customer service.
Whoo.
Mm.
Man, speak on it.
Oh
That
yes.
is and that is something big. That is something big as becoming an entrepreneur. I'm actually writing a course on customer service. That is one of my things that I'm writing on right now. That's not a lot out there. But we need to learn how to deal with people and with customers. So that is it. Consistency, customer service, and then the last thing I would say would just be, I would just say, I don't even know what the third one would be.
Look, that's
Customer service. Let me think about that third one.
okay. Look, you got time.
Right. Let me think about that third one. I can say resilience.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
People are not going to believe in you. People will say negative things, but just go for it. Like ignore the haters, ignore the negative talk, um, and just be resilient with it. Like just keep thriving, keep going. I would say that.
Okay. Okay. That's a good three. We we got the first most important one, consistency. Consistency is key in anything that you want to succeed in.
Yes.
Customer
Yeah.
service. I've been thinking about that customer service myself, and the invisible customer service, right? Because there's customer service dealing directly with customers, but there was service all the way up until they called on you. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? And
Yep.
that's something that we got to think about as entrepreneurs and as business owners. You know what I'm saying? And then resilience. That I think that resilience is also key because it's gonna get hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always good seasons and bad seasons, and it's about being able to continue down that path, you know, over and over and over and over again.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
most definitely, man. Hey, I had a manager. He once told me the world would be a better place if everyone worked customer service for 3 months. There'd be no wars.
That sounds smart. That's so funny. That's real though.
And that's
Once you work in that field, you got to deal with people. You just be like, okay, I don't want to be like that person. Or you see, or you see yourself in that person.
No, he's not. No, he's not lying.
You call somebody back like, I'm so sorry, bro, my bad. I didn't mean to go off on you
Yeah.
like that.
You sometimes you see yourself and be like, oh, is that how I be acting? Like, you know what? You
Man.
tell you what's funny. My first job ever was at my first job was Toys R Us.
Hmm.
I worked there during the holiday season, and one of the jobs I used to have to do was always go get carts.
Hmm.
I worked at the Toys R Us in Dublin, and so it was like a Burlington and all of these other places around there. And so I would always have to go get carts, but the parking lot was huge, so I would have to go all the way out and get carts and stuff, and I hated it.
Hmm.
So, but because that was my experience, now anytime I go to the store,
Hmm.
I return the cart. I
Wow.
return the cart because I know what them people had to go through. So once we go through stuff in life, we realize what other people have to go through, and we try to make sure it's easier. So for me, that goes like customer service and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So because I hated going to get cards, let me make sure I take this cart back to the front or back in this proper place and
Yeah.
not just leave it here on the side because I know what the hell they got to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Man,
No,
especially
that's
on
funny
these
too,
rainy
man.
days.
For real.
Man, oh my gosh. It's raining and I'm out there pushing carts. I hate it. They used to call my name on the loud in the store, like Terry cart check. And I used to go hide in the back and then act like I went to go get carts and stuff. And it's like, oh, I already did it once. It's such and such turn. No, I ain't did it at all. I hated it. First thing
Yeah, that's funny, man. My first job was actually customer service too. I worked at GameStop. A little bit different in the retail, but I definitely understand, man, because they used to make us do walls. We had to like put all the games on the walls, double alpha style. Boy, whoo! And sometimes the little kids, man, they look at you while you putting those games on the wall, and they just be like, you just like, why? Why do that? Why?
That's
Why are
cold.
you playing
That's
games?
so
And I'm just
cold.
like, uh, but yeah, so now every time I go to GameStop or any store that has organized stuff, I put the stuff back
Mm,
because I know what that's
mm,
like. I don't. It's like, yeah, it's like, man, I've had to experience that. I
Yeah.
don't want you to have to do that because I have to do that. Like that, you know?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, once you go through that life experience, you was like, I don't want nobody else to go through this. How can I make a change?
Yeah,
How
that's what
can
it comes
I
down
help
to.
the next person that's going through this? Yes.
Trying to make it a little bit easier, okay?
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what though? To that too, like we have to do that little spiel about the gift, the little card or program or whatever for GameStop. I still remember it to this day. I'm not gonna bore you with it. But man, every time I go to Safeway or Target, and they be like, "You want to sign up for a gift card?" I'm like, "Look, I'm not gonna let you go through the spiel, but I'm not this time. Okay, I'm sorry." And they just give me that look, like, "Okay." I'm like, "Thank you," because like I understand what you about to say, and I know this.
And I don't
Hey,
want it.
I don't want to. I know the store makes you say it, but I'm gonna tell you now in advance.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
That's hilarious, yo. That's super hilarious. And speaking of easier, what are some things that have made it easier for you as you've grown your business?
Um, it goes back to relationship building.
Mm,
I That has made it easier for me because I know people that I can call and reach out to when I need something, whether it's a favor or whether I'm paying them. But I made the connection to where I know who does what and I can get things done easier because I know who to call.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so relationship building has been the best thing to me. I think so like Najee, like me and you, we on the Black Joy Parade team, right?
Mm-hmm.
On being on that team, making those connections with everybody on that team is not only did I felt like I built a family, but
Mm-hmm.
I built relationships with people that I can call on and they'll be there to help me no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing something and I'm doing something with like art, I know I can call Najee. Najee, let me. Hey, listen, man, I got this program going on, or I'm doing this. I need some artists, or just anything like that. I know I can call you, and you be like, man, it's good. I got you.
For
I
real.
know that if I'm having a men's circle, and I'm like, I want somebody to speak or somebody to facilitate it. I know I can call you,
Thank
right?
you.
And so because I know that I built that relationship with you, so if I'm ever in that situation, I know who to call. And the problem is, a lot of people are so antisocial and
Mm-hmm.
or feel they want to do everything on their own. When
Yeah.
they in those situations, they don't
Mm-hmm.
know who to call. And
Exactly.
so because I built those relationships, I know I can't do everything on my own, and I will
Man.
not try to.
Nope.
And so I know who I can call, whether I'm asking for a favor or whether I'm paying them. I know who I can call because I've built those relationships, and that has made business much easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
There you
That's
go.
that's what's up. That's what's up. And I mean, same. You know, because when you think about business, and we haven't really even got into the concept of business education. It's important to get educated about the practices that already work in business. But when you think about the biggest businesses, as the CEO, which you are as an entrepreneur, you're not doing all the work by yourself. Nobody has done everything by themselves. Even if you get up to the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, they had a team of people who helped them do what they do. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? There are people who helped Martin Luther King to craft his speeches. Okay, not that he didn't write them
Yeah.
himself, not that he didn't give them himself, not that he didn't put his ideas in there, but people added to his ideas, and people who were really as big as him in a lot of ways in the movement. You know what I'm saying? And it's not
Yep.
like they were working under him or working
Take
for
this
him. They
out.
were peers.
Yeah, they're like, no, take this out, add this, or say it like this. Like you need
Exactly.
help.
You
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 need
you, you need
help.
help. You need help because that,
Right.
you know, my lady the other day, we're helping out her uncle Rick, and she was like, "Many hands make light work." You know what I'm saying? And that's an old
Man, I love
African
that. Wait.
Man,
saying.
Can you say that again? Because I don't think they heard you.
Many hands make light work.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Okay.
that is
That is true. That is a wonderful saying. I've never heard it said like that either, too.
Well, there you
I'm
go.
about to
There you
I'm
go.
about to post, that's gonna be a quote I post one day. Watch. Many hands make light work.
That's it, man. That's it. And that's what we need. That's what we need. To me, one thing that inspires me, and I want to ask y'all the same question. One thing that inspires y'all as well, but one thing that inspires me is our history. You know, when I look at our cultural sayings or our cultural practices or our accomplishments, I see myself. You know what I'm saying? And I see progress that we as a people have made, things that we have done that people are still copying to this day. You know what I'm saying? And I can't see nothing but inspiration. I can't see nothing but power, but intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Even in the simplest things like that. You know, that kind of stuff comes from elders. And whenever an elder speaks, I listen. And that's what we've done for years because that's the right way to do things. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't live to be 90 years old for nothing. Okay.
Right.
We might not always like how they say it. We might not like how it's coming, but there's always wisdom behind them speaking. You know what I'm saying? Especially elders who really have earned that title, you know, and really carry that presence and carry that wisdom. And we know, you know what I'm saying? But that knowledge and that history, that inspires me. And anytime I learn about any kind of black history anywhere, no matter how far or recent it was, I'm always about holding on to it and sharing it with the community and sharing it with the people because I noticed that is what we need. And it's a process called Sankofa. Go back and fetch it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Like taking that historical knowledge that we've built and bringing it to the present and adapting it to our present needs. And my man Noisher says how our ancestors paved the way. They did. They did. All the stuff that we're doing is built on our ancestors' backs, and our ancestors had a lot of things that they did right. You know, there are things that, of course, that they needed to work on, but they worked on everything that they could, in my opinion. And there are things that we're working on now, that we're working through, that they couldn't even work through at their time. You know what I'm saying? For the future retrievers
of the carts.
Exactly. And I want to give a shout out to Noestra, who's in the chat, who I was saying earlier. He says one thing that inspires me is in all things that we went through, was all the things that we went through to get here. Like that's, come on, man. We could have been, we could have been anywhere if we didn't have the kind of strength that we have right now. Where would we be? Okay, but we here right now. Okay, we here right now making it happen from nothing, from forcefully being put on the bottom to rising all the way back to the top. So come on, man. So NoirKingr, what's one thing that inspires you, my brother?
Oh man, so many things. Definitely our history as a people, just it goes unmatched. But if I had to say one of my biggest inspirations would probably come again, like you all know, I'm a huge comic fan. So one of my big inspirations comes from Batman. Like real talk. Like number one, not to get too personal with it, but being an orphan, that really helped me see things a little bit more in a different light, as one would say, And I didn't have much, but I had Batman comics. So I read Batman until I got to get up to like X-Men and stuff. And like I don't know, it was just something about seeing somebody with no powers, no nothing, going up against people who stood in all right, just mollywop this dude. He keeps coming back, right? And on top of that, he has no reason to want to help anyone. Like, if you really sit here and think about it, he's got money, he's got time, he's got success. He don't need nobody for nothing. He is out here doing this because he wants to do this. He wants to make the change. He wants to be the symbol. All right, you feel me? And that blew my mind. Like, why do this? Why wake up every night? Why put yourself through that? Why go through such training? You feel me? And then I said to myself, why can't I do that? Why can't we do that as a people? Like, we sit here and we talk about how, we rise up to the movement and stuff, but when it's time to rise up to the movement, where we at? Everybody's like, oh, well, those other guys are going to do it. And I'm like, yeah, but Batman don't have to do that. Batman don't call in the Justice League. Justice League calls Batman. Like, you feel me? Like, that's some powerful shit, bro. Like, man, but why don't we have no black heroes like that? You feel me? Like, man, so that, to me, that was an inspiration. I want to create a superhero, a black superhero. And they don't need to be on the level of Batman, but we need to get something out there for young black readers that's not just, that's black owned and black made. Because I love Black Panther, man. But, Black Panther was made by Stan Lee. And on like a lot of our great comic book characters and heroes was all made by white people. Like, why? Why, man? Why are we letting these people use our faces, our histories, our stories? We should be doing that. But like my man said, we as black people feel like we are so afraid, like we're going to lose money or we're going to lose face by trying to do this. Like, why, man? Like, we could have black-owned comic book companies. Like, y'all remember the Boondocks? That was great. Aaron McGruder, man. Shout out to Aaron McGruder. All right. Boondocks and Black Dynamite, two of my favorite black animes of all time. Just go check those out. But yeah, man, like I said, comic book, going back to it, big influence to me, Batman. And, hey, man, let's come together. Let's make a black superhero, guys. Let's do that.
I'm with it. 100%.
Yeah,
for real.
I like that. That's dope.
And shout out to Black Sands Entertainment. They actually have some black superheroes based in Egypt, aka Kemet. And Yes, and they're working on making like an animated series out of it. They're black owned, they're black created. They have a comic series already. I believe they have a web series as well, and now they're working on like animating their comic. So shout out to them, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely finna go check those guys out
Yep,
for
Black
sure.
Sands Entertainment. So last question, because it is about that time. I would love to continue to have you on this conversation, but I would also love to have you come back. You know what I'm saying? Last
Oh, yeah.
question, my brother. What inspires you to continue doing this work?
You tell you what. As a father, my kids inspire me.
Mm.
Um, I I want them to not. I felt I started from below ground zero.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to start at step 10.
Mm.
You know, I don't want them to start where I started. I want them to start above. And so
Mm-hmm.
and then also with me trying to make a change, I don't want them to grow up in the same type of neighborhoods I grew up in because
Ooh.
we have changed
Mm-hmm.
them. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's just my kids. I feel my kids deserve better than what I had. And the only way that's gonna happen is if I help make a change into what they're going to experience and go through in life, in the
Mm.
neighborhoods, in the community that they're in. Because no matter what neighborhood they grow up in, they still gonna be black and have to deal with black issues in this world. And
Mm-hmm.
so if I can help in any type of way of making it easier for them to when they grow up, that is what I want to do. I want to make a change, and my kids inspire me because I believe they deserve better than what I had.
Ooh. Man, that's powerful. That's powerful. And I look, I ain't gonna front, bro. I think fatherhood has changed me in ways that I never thought I could even change. I know that for
Mm-hmm.
a fact. You know what I'm
For a fact.
saying? For an actual fact. Like as soon as I seen my kids, my whole heart just shifted. Most I came in like, here's some extra knowledge for you, bro. I got
Mm-hmm.
you.
As a father, when I see my kids, sometimes I'll be like, dang, I'm really a dad.
Man.
And sometimes I'll be like, man, I'm getting old. And then, like, as they get older, and I'll be like, oh, I'm getting old. But then I also look at this like, you are my life. Like, I love
Man.
you so much.
For real.
So that just plays a major part into everything that I do because I just want, a better society for them.
I feel it, yo. I feel that.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and they lucky to have a father like you in their life.
Appreciate that,
So,
man. Appreciate that. It is you as well as a black man, as a black father. Like you doing your thing, and I remember coming to one of your like men's meetings, and it was us there, and we were talking, and like I still remember that. I just remember that conversation that we had, and just talking. So you're doing great things, man, and I just appreciate you. I appreciate both of y'all for allowing me on this platform to speak with y'all and let allowing me to be a part of your audience.
Mm.
Because the people that follows you and trusting you, they come to you for a reason. And
Mm-hmm.
for you to be able to use your platform to allow me to come on, that means a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming through, man. I was thinking about who I wanted to bring, and I'm like, I definitely want to bring Terry through because I'm impressed by what you do, and that to me just means a lot. I love to help brothers who are doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Who who could really, in my opinion, just benefit from more steam behind them. You know what I'm saying? And any person out there who's already working, who's really interested in working, and who's dedicated, who's committed. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to see brothers like yourself win. I want to see you win, and anything that I can do, I will do. And it's similar to like working in customer service. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a position of being an entrepreneur and not necessarily feeling like I have the support that I need from people. You know what I'm saying? So I always want to be able to get that support. Anytime that I can and anything that I create and in any way that I can to help build y'all up, I will. Alright. So
Appreciate it.
respect,
hey,
man.
I appreciate you too, man. With that, you already know what it is. It's your man, Summer Man, like the grand total. Not that I think that I am. All right. And we here with
Your boy, the Noir King.
straight up. And shout out to my man Terry Griffin. And yeah, one last question, bro. How many businesses do you really have? You have like 5 or 6, bro. Like 12 of them things.
Look. I have Better Black,
Okay.
which is my organization. I have, well, before COVID, I have a restaurant bar. It's called The Motherfucking Spot.
Wow.
I have a entertainment company, which is called The Party Must Continue.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really it. Those are the 3 main. Oh, I'm sorry. I have Everything Kente.
Oh yeah,
that's my newest business. I just came out with like 2 months ago. So it's Kente Prints. Ooh, sorry, I got a phone call. So it's Kente Print wrapping paper, yoga mats, gift bags, and ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
nice.
then I just have my self-branding. I am Terry Griffin, where I help people with marketing and content.
And Better Black also has a clothing brand that's
Clothing
touched.
brand.
So
that's
that's
part
6.
of that. And then
6.
also put on the vegan festival every year. So
Look, we count it. We count it. That's 7. And that's not even all the stuff he does, bro. That's not even all the stuff he does. He also works with Black Joy Parade every year. Okay. I mean, he's a father, bro. Come on, man. Come on. That's all I'm saying. That's inspiring to me. That's inspiring to me.
Oh yeah.
But man, y'all take care, and we'll see y'all next week, bro. And I'll talk to you offline. We're gonna upload this video. You already know what it is. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, do what it does, bro. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.